Hi, I'm Lisa Singer, and I am the Senior Director Event Programming at MediaPost. And this is Brand Insider BTS, where I get to pull back the curtain on some of the most influential women brand marketers today. And with me is Gabriela Rodrigues. She is the Vice President of Impact at SoCo. Hey, Gabriela, or can I call you Gabby?
Sure. You can call me Gabi, Gabriela, Gabriela.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm really happy to have you. It's just, I know, like, as I said, I always ask people to send me recommendations. And when I had a chance to look you up and see what you've been all about, it's just really impressive. So I'm really glad to have you share your story with me.
Thank you, Lisa.
So, well, I first want to just start with a congratulations because I know, like, so you are with, as I said, SoCo. And SoCo, it's a Brazilian ad agency. You're an independent advertising agency. But so you guys recently were named by Scopin. They have an agency scope named, best in, the best in the class kind of thing. And you guys were named in 2023 the number one agency in exemplarity, which is a word you don't use often, and but innovation as well. And so, but just really, as I said, they're kind of picking you out to be the best among your other peers and groups. So that's really huge. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. We
Yeah.
are really happy doing this. We have 90 years, so for us, it's amazing to have this. I don't know, just it's kind of not a surprise, but a dream, I think.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, it's nice. I mean, obviously you do the work because you love it, and we're going to get more into that. But it's also nice to, get the little accolades, get the little pats on the back. So,
I
there's
think that's the case.
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of the days that are a little bit more difficult go by a little better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I want to ask you though, so in terms of innovation, what does that mean to you in terms of not, I'm not saying an innovative ad or innovative using AI now or what all the different things that agencies or brands are all using, but innovation to you in general.
Okay. Lisa, I'm Brazilian, as you said, but I'm also lesbian, and I came from a poor family here. So in my case, in my vision, innovation is having the courage to, I don't know, not stopping at the first no. So just keep going and keep going and believing in your dreams, like I'm trying to do in my life, with my family, in my work. So not stopping when I don't know, when somebody just say no.
Yeah. No, and I mean, so obviously, I think that's amazing that you have that kind of attitude. And I'm curious when you were just starting out, or even throughout, like were there times where people were just like, no, and it was maybe because you are lesbian, or because you're Brazilian, or because whatever it may be, or just for some other reason that's hopefully not as just ridiculously personal, but well, in that sense, and stereotyping and doing any of those things. But we know we experience all of that, and so
Yeah.
I'm just curious: was some of it that, and did you have a question? Can I do this? Did you, or how did you continue, as you say, moving forward?
Uh, I don't know how I can do this. I think I have this. I'm always with my family, with my friends, and I think I can just find power living in this community. So I'm not alone, and I think this helps a lot. So uh, in my case, not being alone, not being the only one is so important. I think that's why I'm here. uh, I'm trying to give an example to open more space for people like me to, I don't know, be here with me.
Yeah, and I want you advocate so much for people, and I want to get into that a little bit more. But let's back it up to when you were determining your career, when you were trying to figure out what path you wanted to take. And did it always start with advertising? Was that always on the in the plan, or talk about that and how you where you started and how you came to where you are now?
Well, I'm trying to remember. I went to college because of a scholarship. I didn't have money. So I received this scholarship. And when 4 years after this, I graduated, I had a lot of difficulty getting into big agencies. Because I didn't have a portfolio, I didn't have friends. So for me, it was not so easy to find my way in
Mm.
this industry. Then one day, a woman, she's called Lia Catassini. She's Latina, also Brazilian. She gave me a kind of mentorship, and she just said all the things that I needed to learn. So since this mentorship, I have worked in 5 agencies. The last one is Soko, and I don't know. I've been there at Soko for the last 5 years now as vice president. So I think this mentorship 10 years ago just changed my whole life. So I'm really happy saying her name here,
Yes, I'm
Lia
sure.
Katasani. Yeah.
You said she taught you the things you needed to learn. Now, was that predominantly in the industry in terms of what you do as, obviously not initially VP, but as a marketer, how you then sell the products or how you, or was it also navigating agencies or navigating workplace and navigating who you are within the industry? Like, where were the lessons, or was it a combination?
I think the combination, always the combination, because as a vice president, I'm always Gabriela. So I can't just see things separated.
So it's just a matter of really trying to figure out how Gabriela fits
Yeah,
into.
you are always who you are first.
Were you, and you talk about you didn't have the money growing up to, you had the scholarship. So obviously you had the smarts and you were able to get in, or it could be sports. I don't know where what the scholarship came from, but which, not to say you're not smart too, or that's sports, but we'll back that.
I also like sports. That's okay.
Okay. Okay. But I'm curious what this meant to your family. It's because are you the first to go to school or to pursue this kind of career, or maybe you have brothers and sisters who? What? Tell me about your path in that sense with the family.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. At 15, I became an orphan. So I had to grow up just so quickly because I had no family. Therefore, I always knew that I need to do well, not only to help myself, but also to help my sister. So this scholarship just changed all the future that I thought in this moment that I could have. So I think I'm all about my family, always about my friends, about my community, because I lost my mom. So when I was so young, so it was not so easy.
Right. I'm so sorry, and
No problem. Now I'm 34.
yeah, you've gone through well, so I'm not, but I'm just sorry that you went through that. And with
Uh,
your sister, were you guys able? I don't like. Were you able to stay together? Did you have other family to go? Like, what was your circumstance when you lost your mom?
yeah, I have only my sister. She's older, so she's always helped me. And now I'm helping. I mean, oh, sorry. And now I'm helping her. So I think we are always helping each other.
Just that bond. That must be amazing
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys. And I love the way you call your
She's
family.
older.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you call your family everyone. Like, it's not, when you say family, in my head, I'm first thinking, cousins, brothers, sisters, whatever.
No,
But
no,
you're not,
no.
you're talking about your friends, your colleagues, your people within your org.
Yeah.
And I think that's wonderful that you consider them family.
Yes, yes. That's my case.
Yeah, no. Well, as I said earlier, you really get involved with helping others and wanting to not only be that mentor, but make a change, make an impact within the advertising industry. And you were part of, it's called Unstereotype Alliance, and that's groups of agencies and brands, marketers, all sort of coming together, and you're really trying to diversify media. You're trying to get rid of all stereotypes in media and really make a difference. And not only that, let people know, let brands, agencies, advertisers know that you can do it and still be really successful. Like to teach them,
Yeah.
not just tell them we want you to do this, but to give them, because let's face it, it's a business. So to just say, hey,
Yes.
do this, not as much as we'd love to believe that everyone's going to do it for out of the goodness of their heart, there has to be an upside. And you're also showing that. Talk about what that means to you to be able to do that.
Yeah, I believe communication is not only about good engagement, but also about relevance. And which makes communication relevant here in society is having a good message. And a good message is about people. It's basic. It's about people. And that's why I believe that a good communication is about social impact, because it's not only about brands, about the messages about products, but also the message about people, about society, about why I need this brand in my life. So my work with the Stereotype Alliance is to show that showing people is basic.
Yeah. But when you, I guess, because we are seeing more brands, more
Yes,
advertisers wanting to step up and be a voice for the underserved, be a voice for when you see something that shouldn't be happening, to step in, to maybe be that voice for groups that can't speak for themselves, or so, and bringing that inclusivity into their campaigns, into their business in general, and just really trying for that. I feel like that's something that I would say everyone in some way is trying, some better
yes.
than others, and they're all at different levels. Like, what would you say for that brand, or just getting started, or just someone or advertiser who isn't quite sure of where to go? Maybe they have a legacy brand that it's not easy to always jump in. There are certain brands who have a little bit more freedom. What's that base that you would give them all just to get that started, or just to really show that you're in trying to make a difference?
Yeah, I think the first thing is deciding to do. You need to decide to I don't know, decide to have this action, not only the thoughts, but also the action. Because it's not so easy to do things like that. You need to have a lot of energy. So I think you need first to decide doing this. After you can call me because I can help you. But I think the most important thing is you can call the Stereotype Alliance. They know a lot of ways to do this, a lot of examples, mistakes, so they can help you finding your way, not only the best way, but your way. So I think give a call to the Alliance.
Yeah, and they use them as a resource. There are resources out there that people can turn to, and it's not
Yeah,
necessarily where you're starting from scratch.
there's a lot of examples too. Looking for example, Patagonia, Dove, a lot of brands who's trying to do, I don't know, communication in a really innovative way. So use these examples.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm curious, has there been, and I hate to even ask this one now because I can't imagine a challenge more great than you losing your mom at such a young age and just being you and your sister, and obviously you overcame that.
Yeah.
Is that the biggest challenge, or has there been others along the way that maybe you come across
Uh-huh.
and just had to, you know, get yourself back to get that move? I'm moving, keep moving forward.
Yes. Uh, I think besides losing my mom, uh, I had a lot of problem believing myself. Because I'm black, I'm lesbian, I'm Brazilian. English is not my first language. Uh, I'm Latina. So the best examples I see, they are not similar as me. So it's not so easy to think that it's possible for a person like me. So I think sometimes I'm okay.
Mhm.
I'm doing a lot of
More than
therapy.
okay.
I'm okay. But when I was a child, I had so difficult believing in me, believing in my future. Yeah, so I think that's my case. But now I'm okay. Yeah, I'm totally okay.
But I'm curious how, because today, so younger women today starting out, you still need to see more represented, but you are seeing more people who look like you, more
Yeah,
people who are in senior positions. So that young woman starting out can say, I can be that too. But you didn't
yeah.
necessarily have that when you were starting out. So how did you get in your head that I can be that too? I mean, you said you doubted yourself, but how did you get past that doubt and say, I can get there? Or did you ever? Was it just like kind of little like chipping away? Like how did you do that?
I don't know. I really don't know. But I think I had no option. I had no option. So uh, I just I don't know. I really don't know. I think I need to do therapy to
You'll call me
because
later.
it's not so
We'll go
easy, this
through it.
question. Yeah, yeah. It's not so easy this question, Lisa. Uh, yeah. But I
Yeah.
think I had no option. And when you don't have the option, you just go.
Do you feel like, and I could be wrong in the sense of you lost a lot and you didn't have a lot, as you said, you
Yeah,
didn't. So was it almost like I have nothing to lose, maybe? I don't know. Like, was there anything there? Not that you don't have your sister, and I'm not saying any of that, but
yeah,
when it's almost harder, I even find when you're at a more senior level, it's harder to take risks maybe than when you were just starting out, because what
makes
do you have
sense,
to
man.
lose when you're just
Yeah.
starting out? But as you get into more higher positions, like, well, I don't want to go back down to being copy girl. You know what I mean? Like, so nothing against copy girls or boys, but just I'm just curious. Do you feel like maybe that's part, and just obviously your personality, you just have this, drive to keep moving forward. But do you think that comes into play?
Maybe. I think makes sense because I didn't have money. So my only option was to find a way to, I don't know, have money. So I had no money to lose. Uh, but I had I don't know, my values to lose. So I don't know why I found a way for doing things in an ethical way, and also with purpose.
I'm sorry, with the what was the last part of that? With purpose.
Purpose,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. I thought you said purple at first. I'm like, is that a marketing lingo I don't know about? There are a few that could pop up every
Yeah,
once in a while. No, and that's I want to get to that too. That the drive to just have marketing with a purpose, to have
yeah,
marketing that is more inclusive. And obviously, because you feel in so many ways in different groups, being lesbian, Brazilian, everything, Latino, Black, so a woman. So all of these things have been what you've been facing throughout your career. Was that what drove you to really make that a focus in your marketing? You could just be a VP of marketing and not necessarily worry about what everyone else is doing and just, taking reaping the rewards, but you really make this a passion and you really make this something that you want to create an impact with. Is that what drives you there, or was it more what you're seeing as you get there?
Um, I think in my case, I just changed it when I saw that I'm a kind of example for young people. Um, and these young people, they are looking at me, uh, waiting for me to open this circle. So I think I know that I have this responsibility to do more in my case. So I have no option again. that's that's my life, always having no option.
You make it, you have no option, which that says a lot about you. It's other
Yeah,
people say there's an option. Okay, I can just, lie on my couch and not do anything, or I can just make a lot of money and not care about, what I mean? You have options. And just that's your mindset, is to make it that it's
yeah,
only an option. And
yeah,
that's a lot about who you are, Gabby.
yeah. Thank you, thank you. It's kind of a hug, a virtual hug.
Yeah. But no, I think well, you're talking about the young people coming up who you want to be representative for them. What would you advise? Because it is a different time. As I mentioned earlier, we are seeing more people like yourself, more that they can look to and say, okay, I can become that. But it's not always still easy, and not even just in regards to they might be, a minority, or they might be just that they're young trying to break through, or it might be whatever it may be, whatever challenge that person is having. Is there something that you would advise right now, that person, that if you were that mentor for someone, just to navigate getting to become successful, to become what you are, to become a VP in marketing?
Yeah. I'm always say this in Portuguese. I'll try to say this in English right now. You don't need to hide who you are to be loved, to be successful. In fact, who you are is what makes you unique. So you need to honor this. Uh, this is your power, your biggest power, for sure.
No, I agree. And I mean, we throw it around a lot in advertising, be authentic. We're being more authentic. But the fact is, what you just said, it's not being thrown around. It is really, because if you're true to yourself, then ultimately people are going to see
Yes,
that and they're going to
yes.
respect and appreciate that.
Sometimes just I don't know if you do this, but sometimes we just try to copy others,
Hmm.
and we can't forget who you are. So we are. So I think that's the case. You need to always look what kind of thing that only you
Hmm.
have. Uh, that's your power.
Yeah. No, I totally
Talk-
agree.
Talking is not your power. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but and you mentioned like if I have, but yeah, even when I was first starting out, and I used to mimic the radio because I wanted to talk just, I had a Boston accent, slight, but I had one, and I wanted to talk exactly perfect the way the anchors do, and I would mimic them, and I had it down. And I remember one time I was doing a live broadcast on in LA and KABC, and I got Mr. KABC, he jumped in or something, whoever, and he was like, "What accent are you hiding?" I'm like in live in front. I'm like.
No,
Um,
yeah.
and he's just like, he's like, don't. He's like, speak regular. And I did. And he's like, do that from now on. And you know what? I was embarrassed, but I took from it. And my personality came out more when I just let it, you know what I mean? Like, yes, you have to fit a certain cookie cutter or stereotype in certain things. But if you don't let
Yes.
yourself, you're just one of the sheep. If you don't let yourself sort of shine through a little bit. So yes, I know it in a
Yeah.
little bit.
And that's why I'm here because even having English as my third language, not as second language, because I'm trying to learn Spanish too. But, I wanna be this example for other Latinas occupying this space, trying to I don't know, try to express uh, whoever they are. Even in another language. I know that sometimes it's not so easy. For me, it's not so easy but we can't just stop it, stop because of the language. All these things are here. We need to just pause, be comfortable, and express. So I want to be this example for others, for Latinas like me, uh, for them to occupy this space after me.
Yeah, no, and I love that. And I love what you said about we block ourselves here. Like
Yeah,
sometimes we're, and by where I mean women, but also it could be anyone. But I know that in a lot of times I convince myself sometimes that I do this? Can I like my more like
you can
questioning
do.
is
Yeah,
more preventing me from doing something than actually going after it and someone else preventing it.
yeah, Lisa, we are women. We can do everything, everything. So language is only a detail, a small detail. So uh, that's why I'm here. I think uh, I'm happy to be here,
Mhm.
and thank you for having me.
No, I'm so happy having you. And I'm curious, is there something, because just meeting you and you're so just open, and I love that. But is there something when someone first meets you that maybe they get wrong about you? Like, am I getting something wrong? Or maybe someone else doesn't when people initially meet you, or maybe you have a different persona than what we're doing now. I don't know. But I'm curious if there's that one thing maybe that someone people get wrong about you.
Uh, Lisa, I'm really shy. I don't know if you feel this, but I'm really shy, even in Portuguese. But I don't know why people just think that I am the most open person. And sometimes I just have a lot to talk, but
Mhm.
most of the time I'm just quiet. So I think, yeah, I think that's the point. Some people just don't know how quiet I am.
Well, and the thing is, as you said, you sort of have no choice in being this person who is going to share. So again, you go like I can see the shy side of you because you pause a little, you have that, a little bit, but then you
Yeah,
come out and so it's that says even more about you. It's you basically again going past whatever the fear that you may have and making an effort so you can create a more of an impact for people like yourself. So
thank you.
that's difficult, but but I can see that. I can see how they would see that or say that. So I want to get into something just away from work. What's your guilty pleasure? What's something that you love to just like go close the door when you're done with all of this changing the world? Then you go home and you just, what do you want to do?
Reality shows,
Really?
the bad ones. Yeah. Like Love is Blind, you know?
Is that the one they get married without
Yes, I love this one. I love this one. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like, because I didn't need to think, you know?
I feel like it would be like watching a train wreck. I mean, I've never seen it. I'm not a big reality show watcher, so I have to.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll say that in the nicest way possible.
yeah.
But so I'm just curious, like, is it sort of just seeing people who are just crazy, and it just kind of gets you away from your own crazy?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's the case.
That's awesome. So, well, what are you eating when you're watching this? Do we have a tub of ice cream? Cookies?
Pizza, pizza,
Pizza?
pizza.
Okay,
I love pizza.
that's okay.
Brazilian pizza.
I will go with pizza.
Yeah, yeah,
Now, I know we've talked about this in terms of making an impact at work, because your title is VP, Vice President of Impact. But I'm curious, taking it away from work, how are you making an impact personally in your, let's say, in your orbit, your smaller orbit, or even maybe where you feel like you're making an impact, and maybe where you would like to or hope to.
yeah. I think I'm trying to do this in small cases. Like, for example, the way I dress myself, I always try to dress like not like a man, but like a non-feminine way, you know?
Mhm.
Uh, because I'm lesbian and I'm the only one vice president lesbian in Brazil that I know. So I'm always trying to open the scenario. So
Mhm.
my clothes they are message too. So I'm always trying to create some impacts in these small details, you know. Like for example, uh when I go, the things that I'm buying, the brands that I choose to buy. So in this details, and also I think helping my family, uh, al- always like with money, with care, with all the things that I can do.
Make an impact for them as well. I,
Yeah, yeah,
in terms of, you are the only lesbian VP in Brazil, and it sounds like that's kind of your uniform, the way you're like, you're how you
yes,
are projecting yourself, just like, senior people wear three-piece suits or whatever, like as, throughout the ages or whatever it may be. But did you like being a Latina? Was that even a more difficult thing coming out as opposed to? I know you hear that within the men with that it can be very difficult and they tend to hide it more. Did you feel that as well?
yeah. I don't feel this because as a Brazilian, a lesbian in Brazilian, I don't feel a lot of sexism, for example. That's a thing that some Brazilian feel. But I'm not so comfortable as Latina going, for example, to places like US, depending on the situation, on the place. But I went to New York last month, and it was amazing. So I think depends on it depends on the situation, on the person that is talking to me. But sometimes it's just this cultural thing, you know, about the language, about the culture, the background.
Mhm.
So I think this year depending on the situation.
It depends. Yeah, well, and that's true. I mean, I think we are seeing more people, of color, more
Yeah,
lesbians, more gay men, more. I mean, just we're seeing Latino, Latinas, all different groups of people, and I don't think it's as when you sit there and say, I think there's a lot of people representing other to younger people coming up to be that and that can see that, but I don't think we're still there. I don't think there's enough. And I know when
yeah,
we in media posts we try to get much more representation at our summits, and sometimes we succeed and sometimes we're like, what's happening here? And it's just something I think it needs to be. People just need to make a genuine effort.
yeah,
You can always be, you're not always going to hit it out of the park, but I think if everyone just keeps making that effort and is open to it and not someone who has that bigotry or those stereotypes, but just if
yeah.
we keep doing that, hopefully we'll see more for the next generations.
Yes, it's the same case here in Brazil. Same case. We are trying to have more, not only women, but also LGBT, Black people. But you need to try harder because it's not so easy to change the society. So I think we are kind of living the same issue.
Yeah. Now, and hopefully, well, with people like yourself, we'll get there even further. Because I do think, and you tell me, marketers have a responsibility. In the sense of it's what we see on TV, what we hear on the radio, what it's representative of who we are. I mean, I think even I talk with women who are now senior levels, but they say when they were watching TV and seeing commercials, they never saw themselves, or what. And it's like now you need to see that and you need to be true. And if you want to look at the bottom line, it also helps because that's who's buying your clothes or your brands or whatever it may be. And that's going to make them more likely buy it. But do you feel that responsibility as a marketer?
Always, always. That's why we created our company, Walk, because we see that brands can do more. So that's why I'm this way as a person, and I'm this way as a professional too.
Yeah. Well, one last question. Just what's a happy day for you? Just coming home and like this was a good day.
Well, I think finding my fiance and my dogs after job.
Oh, how many
Yeah,
dogs?
too.
Two? Or what
Yeah.
what kind?
Uh, a
Just
poodle and the other one, I have no idea. I think all kinds together, mix it.
I don't want to run past your fiance. That's a good thing too, but I'm a dog person.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm like, oh good.
I
Nothing
think you
like
should be
coming home
okay
and
with
the
it.
dog
Yeah,
jumping all over you and giving you kisses. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
fiance doesn't do that every time. Maybe
Yeah,
once in a while, but the dogs always.
always, always.
Well, Gabby, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure talking with you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. And thank you for watching. And please, if you have anyone you'd like me to reach out to, perhaps interview, let me know. I will do my best. So thank you for watching. And thanks again, Gabby.
Thank you.